Alrighty, hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be playing a game that is in early access called EarthX. It is a rocket company simulator game where you start off with your own. Whoa, hold up. Sorry. Anyways, so the object of the game is that you are creating a rocket company that you are then trying to make successful and basically overtake other businesses that are also rocket companies. So let's just hop into it here. So CEO name. I'll just make my own gamer name here. Company name. Let's call it Sky Viewer. So obviously the game is very much so fan based for SpaceX. Um, yeah, so let's go ahead and let's unlock all these things here so we can make our first rocket. Alright, so we got to build up a couple different things here. So we have some hangars that will be storing the rockets. We have some small factories that will develop parts for the rockets. Laboratory, which produces science that you need in order to upgrade and unlock new parts. And then an office to basically make it to where you can get more money for contracts. So those being built. Currently there's no contracts available, so let's go ahead and build our first rocket. So we're just going to call this the Pelican. So nothing fancy in here, it's just a basic computer, small fuel tank, small fairing, and a simple engine, which means we can only do small or very small loads for contracts, and they can only be low Earth orbit. Okay, so we're just going to go in here and tell it to start building the first rocket. So as you can hear, we already have a company that is starting off as well. They just launched their first rocket. I'm sure it'll probably explode here in a second. Oh, nope. Sounds like it didn't explode. So I'm going to increase the number of employees working for this laboratory. Just because that way then we can get more science going. So currently with our rockets we have a 52% reliability. Let's move that to hangar and make another one. So this is our first contract that we can bid on here, so go ahead and submit ours, and then while that's finishing up, let's see about launching this first one here. So we're just going to be launching concrete up into orbit just to test it. You know, it's kind of like I forget what kind of payload it's called, but basically it's just a fake payload in order to test out our rocket here. So we did a stack fire, which cost us a little bit of money, but that's fine, because that way then if there was any problems, we might have a better chance of capturing it before we try to launch our first rocket. We'll get to that fundraising thing here in a second. So here's our first rocket. And it was successful. Okay, so altogether, that cost us $3.7 million to launch that one rocket. which is fine. We did not get that contract though, which is unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and bid on these other ones that are popping up in here. And let's get some more rockets built. Oops. Move that one. Okay, never mind. Already got moved to the hangar. Let's build another hangar. That way then we can have 2 more hangars. That way then we can have rockets to spare for when we're ready to start doing more contracts. Okay, so we were successful in obtaining a contract here. So we have 2 years to complete it. Right now we are in Q3 of 2002. So let's go ahead and launch that using that one rocket that we have available. Let's do it from the Atlantic spaceport. That way then it's going to be down here. Oh, never mind, I guess it's up here. Static fire. No problems. Launch. Eventually we'll unlock some other features such as telemetry. And that will show us how fast it's going and whatnot. But so we had a failure with our rocket. We lost $8 million. That's unfortunate. Let's bid on these other... Oh. Okay, so that was the one that we had that we failed on. So let's hope that we get this one, because we need to make some money here. In the meantime, let's build another rocket. Because the more you launch these, the better the reliability is. So we're just going to go ahead and launch another bit of concrete here just to get some more reliability on these rockets. Static fire. There was an issue with the rocket, but the engineers fixed it. No idea where that rocket's at. There it is. Successful. A little cough there at the end. Alright, let's launch both of these. So those being fueled up. Let's get some more rockets built. Let's do some static fires. Now that can happen when you go to do a static fire where the rocket just explodes. So we just lost another $8 million, which sucks, but it's whatever. Bid on these other contracts. Thank goodness that worked. So because that one's successful, we should get paid. There we go. We got paid $5 million, but that rocket cost us almost $3 million. And then with the launching cost for fuel, it ended up being a net profit of $1.9 million, which isn't fantastic, but it's better than nothing. So down here at the bottom, you have company progress, which will show you how much money your company is making versus others since the last year. So right now there's no data available because we're still in Q4 of year 1. But occasionally they will have fundraising stuff, which just gives you extra money. So what we need to do is launch 2 more low Earth orbit rockets in order to get the ability to sell hats with our brand name. So let's launch these. Oh, wait a minute. Yes? Don't destroy it. hope I didn't destroy it. No? Okay, good. So these particular payloads are very small. Yeah, I know. I need to launch them. But, oh, I thought I could do both at the same time, because a very small payload is one portion. Whatever, let's... Alright, we'll come back to that in a second. It seems really loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. I believe both payloads are successful. Yep. So we just got 1.8, or I guess $2.8 million total. Let's go ahead and launch this one as well. So this one's a small payload, so it takes up 2. So let's hope that one's successful as well. So that one's launching. We'll just let it do its thing. If it fails, it fails. Company progress. Oops. So we've unlocked the ability to purchase hats. But then we also leveled up to where now we can do unlockings of medium parts. And those will cost those skill points, which are generated by these guys here at the laboratory. Okay, yeah, here's where it shows you your finances since last year. So right now we are we're losing money right now because we've had a lot of failures here. Our competitions, as you can see, we're down here at the bottom, and then you got all these other ones. But up here at the top, if you go to fundraising, it will cost you $50,000 to make hats, but you get 5 million out of it. So let's do that. So we just jumped up 5 million. Still no contracts. Something I don't like is that when there is a new contract available, it's just this tiny little blue dot that appears right down here. It's really easy to miss if you're not paying attention. So, yep, that's fine. We sold 20,000 hats. No capable rockets because this is for a large payload. Let's go ahead and see what we can unlock here. And we still have 19 skill points, so I think... Ooh. I don't know if I want to do that yet. This is expensive. So let's go ahead and develop a medium-sized rocket here. And we'll call this one the... Let's see, we got the Pelican, which is the worst rocket possible. Let's call this the Owl. So, as you can see, it says medium fairing cannot be built because we need medium factories. So when we leveled up underneath build mode here, we got some medium stuff here. So we have medium factory. I guess at the next level you'll get a medium hangar. So we'll start with these 3 factories here. So as you see, there was a little blue dot down there, which shows that there's new contracts available. So we're going to apply for both of these. And both of these, so this one's going to be for the smaller rocket. This one right here, even though it's a small payload, it's going to require that medium rocket because this is a higher orbit versus the low orbit. So we need... Uh-oh. I hope we don't get that contract because these factories are still being built. Let's see if I can get it. Somebody's rocket blew up. Let's see if I get this one or not. No, I didn't. Okay. Oh. Okay, no. Okay, we'll go ahead and submit for that one. We did win the low Earth orbit ones. So let's launch these ones on some Pelicans. And we'll go ahead and get 2 more going. Okay, factories are finally finishing up here so we can get those going. Okay, both of those were successful launches that had the... Oops. Okay. Medium factories are done. They're working on the first rocket. We're going to need to build another hangar. Because once that medium rocket's built, it'll need a spot as well. Alright, so if we go back to our rockets here, you'll notice that the first one that we made, the small, now has a reliability rate of 99%. So in theory, 99% of these rocket launches should be okay, but that's not always the case, because it just goes off of number of failures versus flights. So technically, even though, you know, we've had 10 flights total, 2 failures, this should be an 80%. But I don't know. I don't know how they do their math with that. It might be more of like, just because you've launched it this many times, you know how it works. But you'll still have failures. Okay. So something with the larger rockets is that you can do multiple. So we can do 2 smalls. This is going to be the first flight of that new rocket that we made. Okay, I'm out of space here. Let's see if this medium-sized rocket does okay or not. Ooh, it did not. And that hurt. $13 million lost. Let's try to get these contracts. I think we'll stick with the smaller ones here because that took out half my money. Alright, so we just leveled up again. So now we have an even larger rocket parts. I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. We'll come back to that in a second. So both those launches were successful, which is good. So that brought up our money a little bit. Now you can do launches without the static fire, but you're more likely to have it fail if you do that. Ooh. Do I dare? How much is it going to cost me if I lose both of those? $8 million and change, and then also the price of the rocket, which is what does it cost to make? Also 4 mil. So yep, I'd lose another 12 mil if that failed, which it probably will, but whatever. Let's do it. Okay, that's good. Awesome. So that one was a success. And so we made a net profit of $5 million because we were able to launch both those rockets at the same time. Let's do that again. Alright. Oh no. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hope I didn't just win that. I don't know if you saw that, but it said $0 for my contract bid. Oh no. Okay, well, that can happen if you don't pay attention. If you go to like negotiate a price, sometimes what it likes to do for some odd reason is just makes it 0. I'm sure it's probably a bug or something that the game maker is still needing to fix. But yeah, if you don't pay attention, it will make it to where like this. It'll make it to where you offer to launch it for free. Now there's an achievement for that, but I can't afford to be launching rockets for free at the moment. I apparently don't have room for my medium rockets. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, like I have to wait for that to finish building to do anything with it because the smaller rockets are all filled up for the hangars here. I need one of these, but you can't launch it until it's been moved to the hangar. Okay, that's why. I was like, I just lost a lot of money there. It's because it changed quarters, I think. I wasn't looking. Because you have to pay employees. Because each one of these buildings cost money, so altogether. How many employees are there? There we go. So it's costing me $67,000 a year for that one building. Alright. Yep. So I'm getting real low on cash here, so if these two rockets fail, then it's game over. Yep. Well, one failed, and looks like the other one's fine because it hasn't blown up yet. So there we go. I barely got out of the hole there. Alright. I really shouldn't be building another rocket just yet, because that's going to cost me way too much if I don't get some more contracts here. Okay. So now I can use smaller rockets for these. See, there we go. Now it's letting me do two very smalls inside the smallest rocket, whereas before it wasn't for some reason. Alright, cool. So we got quite a bit of money there from those particular missions. Let's get this one going as well. And then get some more rockets going. Now, it doesn't matter if your negotiating is higher than somebody else's. It just randomly chooses, I think, like as to how successful you are with those types of launches, and as to whether or not you win the contract or not. Because I've had it to where like my offer has been like $5 million more than the competitors, and it still awards me with the contracts. Alright, we need to spend some points here, so let's just go ahead and get all these unlocked. And then that still leaves us with 31 skill points, so we're going to go ahead and go back to the medium stuff, because these are the ones that I'm more concerned about not doing well on. So I need 15 skill points to unlock this one. then since we're doing alright, let's go ahead and build another medium factory somewhere here, just to help speed up production with the medium parts. Okay, that mission was successful. So was that one. And then let's go back over to rockets here, because now we should be able to build a new type of rocket. We have capsules unlocked, so I don't need to worry about a capsule variant. We do have some better engines though. So let's build all this stuff here. So now we should have some telemetry data and stuff when we go to launch for the next rocket here for this type. Because rather than using an advanced engine, we now have 4 advanced engines. Which means we're working on towards getting to having landing legs on these. So we'll call this the Owl Block 2. Get that going. Okay, we got a new contract available. Let's negotiate for that, and then let's launch for this one. And then I think we need to build some more factories because we're getting a little bit behind on some stuff here. Okay, so there's our rocket. If it was going to blow up, if it was going to blow up, it would have already done so. So we're good there. So almost $2 million there. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once the Owl Block 2 rocket's available, we're going to go ahead and launch it with just a regular payload, like not a customer's payload. Just that way then we can work up the reliability of it. Actually, let's go ahead and build another medium factory. And let's put down another lab because we got the money. So I want more skill points. Because even though I increased the number of employees for that place, it's still way too slow for skill points. Because this is why. Because now we have a level up here where we have all these different things here, which allow us to start recovering rockets. But we don't have enough points for it yet. So I need 8, 5 there, 5 there, so 18, 28. Didn't we already have that one? Huh. Okay. I guess there's 2 different small batteries. So let's launch the Owl Block 2. Just some concrete. And let's do this. And that's why we didn't put a customer's payload on there, because we just lost $5.5 million from that one rocket. But the reliability went up a little bit. Let's get that one launched on a Pelican. That's not a Pelican. A Pelican, there we go. new contract available. Let's negotiate for that one. Okay. Launch another one of these, get another one of those going. Alright, so as you can see, we've won a bunch of contracts, but they're not available yet, and they won't be available until later. So right now we're in 2002, quarter 4. These won't be ready until 2004 and 2005 and 2006. So we got a little ways to go before we can launch for those. But then we do have more priority ones that are needing to launch sooner. Am I out of... No. Oh, that's why, because they're not low Earth. These ones are low Earth. On a Pelican. Because I don't want to lose money on those contracts yet. We don't need... Oops. We don't need these two because that's for capsules. We're not working on any of that yet. We do need this. So, okay, so now we have the ability to make our first recoverable rocket. So let's do owl. Block 3. So now we can do this. There's a new contract available. And then let's block 2. We're basically just going to be trashing those block 2 ones because they've already been outdated. I'm not going to worry about static fires. I don't care for trash ones. Launch. Concrete. Get out of here. Did not mean to click static fire. Alright, so I can't launch that one yet because I'm not going to waste that much money to launch something that's only worth $5 million. If I was to launch it on an owl, that would make it to where I'm only making like $500,000 or something like that. That's not something I want. So we're going to wait. It's going to yell at me here in a minute to tell me that I'm behind. But that's fine because next Pelican rocket should be available sometime soon. We're going to start fast forwarding a little bit here because the game can be a little bit slow at the beginning if you don't have a lot going on. Launch on Pelican. So let's launch that one. that was successful. Looks like we won another contract for this year. Let's load up one of these bad boys. Now, then if it fails, then we're bankrupt. Yep. Alright. If this one fails, then we're really in trouble. Ooh. I need this one to pay out. Alright, so we're not doing too bad now. I don't think we won that one. That's fine. Man, it's been like 2002 for a long time here. Oops. So see, you have to make sure it's always like max if you want max payment for things. I really want to launch some of the reusable ones, but the problem is that if it fails, I'm in real trouble because I don't have enough money from contracts yet, because next contract is in 2004 unless something newer pops up. So that one's 2006 to 2008. So I need something that shows up for like 2003. Come on. Well, we won it, but it's 2006. For the offers, that's usually like launch something to the International Space Station. It's not really a payable mission per se. It's more of like an achievement. There we go. Launch. $5,000. Yeah, negative because it costs money to do static fires. Okay, looks like both are successful. All right, let's do this. Launch. So for the reusable rockets, it starts out to where you first have to manually click to land. You'll see what that looks like here in a moment if this doesn't blow up on me. Okay. So rather than this stage now like destroying itself or whatever, it now goes and attempts to land on a landing zone, and you have to click land before that timer runs out in order to land it. So that one there landed. So give me just a second here to take care of this contract to get more money back in. So now, because we've landed this rocket, the condition of it goes down because it's been used. You can see like what all gets lost. So because there's no fairing recovery, it has to get all new fairings when it launches again, and then everything else is just kind of deteriorating a little bit. When it gets down to like 55%, there's an option to be able to repair it, but it only bumps it back up to like 80%. And so eventually you just want to make it expendable where when you launch it, you don't have an option to recover it at all, and it just destroys itself. So we're going to go ahead and test that one again. Because I want that reliability to go up before we start launching customers' stuff. And then I need to do something with the office here, because as you can see, the highest I can bid is 7 million. But you have people in here doing, 11 million. And in order to increase your bidding amount is you have to build more offices or increase the number of people working in the office. So if I was to bump that up by 2, oops, if I can get back to that contract quick enough. I wasn't able to get into that contract quick enough. Whatever. I also lost that rocket. I wasn't paying attention as to whether or not it told me to click to land or not. I have no idea. I wasn't paying attention. Anyways. But see, for this one, it would have been 5 million, but now nope. Yeah, that amount definitely went up. So it was at like 7 something, I think, before. I don't know. Let's build another one. I'm going to go ahead and remove those from the list there because we're not going to be using those at all now. We're just going to be using the block 3 because that way then we can potentially recover those rockets. Let's save some money. Pretty sure this is bugged because it has been on Q4 for a long time. Oops. Oh. Okay. So let's launch on an owl. Launch both of those. And if it fails, then we're pretty much done for. Okay. Ugh, don't fail. Ugh, I was actually holding my breath the whole time. Okay, so this one's getting ready to land, so I gotta click on it here in a second. There we go. So we were able to recover that one. So that one there we made $7 million on because we were able to recover that $5 million rocket. So we'll do that again. Using that same one. Okay, so we're still going to be making money no matter what for that one because the payload is going. We may or may not be able to recover this. Okay, we're good there. Okay, gotta get ready for this one. Okay, so we made $2 million in total for the mission. That rocket cost us $5 million. The launch cost us $1 million. And then because we're able to land the rocket, we recovered that $3 million out of that 5. So we made quite a bit of money there. So now we're up to $40 million, which is pretty much just shy of what we were before we started building a bunch of stuff. Shoot, I need to have another Pelican built. Here we go. So 58% for that first one that we made that didn't blow up. Now I have to repair it. Where's my rockets? Okay. Okay, so since we have some money coming in now, I need to build another office. That way then we have more buying power. Is that one? Let's just watch this one. Okay. Ooh, we have a bunch of points to spend. So let's do this. Again, I'm not concerned about working on the cargo capsule ones just yet. Until after I get some of these other things upgraded. Not enough skill points. Okay. Okay, don't know how I feel about using this particular rocket because it's at like 67% for its what's it called? Not reliability. For its condition. We'll see how it does. Okay, well, no matter what, we're making money. Occasionally, it does fail to land. Like, it won't even give you the option to click for click to land. It'll just fail. That's how you know when it's, you know, you've lost it no matter what. There we go. And let's go ahead and build, oops, not another factory, another lab. Because again, I want more skill points. Actually, let's save, and then we're going to back out. And go back in. There we go. Yeah, that was definitely bugged, because now it says 2003 finally. Come on, contracts. Cool. So I won that contract, but I think that one, I didn't see what it said. But it looked like that one was for 2006. Whatever. Alright, let's get that unlocked. And that unlocked. And let's build our first capsule rocket. Okay, so this is still technically an owl. And then we'll call this capsule block 1. So it says requires capsule, which means we're gonna have to go in and see if we can't. Here we go. We can do another fundraising where we sell bricks and we get 15 million, which that will help. Launch 1 cargo capsules. Yeah, but I don't have a capsule though. Does that matter? We'll find out. Let's see if I can just launch this without a payload. But I'm pretty sure. Oh no, okay. I do have a capsule available. We'll call this the what do we call this? Gotta pause this for a second so I can think. We'll call the capsule what do we call this? We'll call this similar theme to a certain company, mythical creature. Why not? Unicorn. Eventually, there's an option to start launching your own satellites for Link. Once you have 100 of them in orbit, then you can start the service and start charging people for it. But you'll have to build some other stuff to go along with it. There will be access points that you have to build, and the more that you have and all over the place, the more people you can have, and the better the services. But we'll get to that eventually at some point. Let's fast forward here. Pause. Offer. No payloads available. Okay. Pause. No. No. There we go. Now we have a payload. Stop. We'll launch on this. Let's build another medium hangar, so we're filling up our hangars again. Okay, wait for this one to land, and then we're going to launch our first capsule rocket. And the missions for like the capsules for, I guess, for the International Space Station for your own personal stuff, rather than like actual payable missions, they changed because like I've had it, you know, it's been pizza. I've had it be stickers. And then I think there's one other thing. I can't remember what it was though, but oh, hang on. Hold up. One thing at a time here. I'm trying to negotiate. See, there's an achievement for launching pizzas up there. Cool, so we landed the capsule rocket. So now, if we go to progress, if we launch 3 cargo capsules, that will do something else for us here. That will walk us to the next one. We do now have the option for accepting missions to the International Space Station. Alright, got a couple rockets landing here. Looks like we just lost one. Didn't even give me the option to land it. No? No, we didn't lose any landable ones. Okay. Alright, let's upgrade. Okay, that's all we can upgrade. That's fine. Okay, well, I think we're gonna call it a day for this game. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.